Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. 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 When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. 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 Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Prayer is power. When you pray, then you are in touch with your higher consciousness. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Pray. Pray. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. Prayer is power. What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. Pray.
Welcome, everyone, to Dr. Pillai's Religion of Religions YouTube channel. We're about to do a live planetary puja using the chart of now based on the location where I am here in Florida. We'll be honoring the planets, the stars that they're in, the archetypes that rule those stars, the planets that rule those stars, and the planets that rule the signs that the various planets are in. Doing this puja is something that helps us to become receptive to the positive blessings of all of these divine beings and welcome their light into our lives and into our planet as a whole. My name is Swamini Valli. I am a Pillai Center teacher and an AstroVed astrologer. Very happy to be hosting these calls Monday through Friday. Pillai has explained that the planets and stars are more than just objects in outer space. There is a divine light being, angel, you might call them, or a god or a deity, associated with all of these different planets and stars and the archetypes that are associated with them. And so these are the ones we're honoring as we do the puja. But he's also said that all of the planetary and the energies of the stars are also inside of us. We're all interconnected. So also in doing the puja, it helps to activate some of our own divine sparks within each one of us as well. So it's a very in-depth puja that we're doing, and I'm very happy to be doing this with all of you. We're using the South Indian style chart, which has the squares. Each of these little 12 boxes is representing a particular zodiac sign. There is a tutorial link below the video for a tutorial video about the South Indian style chart if you are not familiar with this style of the chart. This AC is representing the ascendant, the sign coming up on the eastern horizon in my location at the moment, which is Virgo. This is Ketu. This is representing Pluto and Saturn, Neptune, Jupiter, and Mars, Rahu and Uranus, Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Mercury. So we'll be doing these 12 different planets, as well as the stars that they're in, as well as the archetypes that rule the stars, planets that rule the stars, and planets that rule the signs that they are in. We are going to first start with a simple little purification. I have a little container of water on my side table. I'm dipping my ring finger into it and putting a few drops of water on each side of the little blackboard on the side table where I have drawn the chart of now in chalk. I'm also putting a few drops on top of me and sending a few drops out into space towards all of you, either watching it live or watching a replay later, so that we're all participating in the puja from a purified space, a sacred ground. I also have on the side table a lit tea light, a little hand fan, a bell, and I also have a bowl with many, many flower petals in it. We'll be using the flower petals as we do the puja, as part of the offering. Flowers have many esoteric secrets, and one of them is that if we hold a flower or a flower petal in our hand as we're doing a prayer or a mantra, it takes that sound, that intention, right into the causal plane or the Akash, and updates our own Akashic records. So this is one of the reasons why many traditions throughout the world use flowers in their practices. We're going to start with first invoking Ganesha, the archetype who removes obstacles, and Ganesha is also a patron of astrology. We invoke him with the mantra Om Sring Gung, S-R-I-N-G, G-U-N-G. Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung, Om Sring Gung. We ask Ganesha to come and to remove all obstacles from this puja for us, and we thank him for his help with this. Next, we do a short Tamil chant asking all of the planets to be beneficial towards us. Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avar Kumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avar Kumikave, Asura Nalla Nalla, Ave Nalla Nalla, Atiyar Avar Kumikave. We ask all of the planets to be beneficial today towards us. We thank Saint Yana Samundar for teaching this chant, and we are grateful to Dr. Pillai for sharing it with us. Now, we're going to honor the planet that rules the day, the star or nakshatra that the moon is in at the moment, the tithi or the moon phase that's active right now, the planet that rules the current hour, and also the yoga and the karana time elements that are active right now. We start with the planet that rules the day. Today is Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars. We honor Mars, and I put the flower petals on top of him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the star that the moon is in. Right now, the moon is in the star of Revati. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Now we honor the tithi, or the moon phase, the moment we are in the fifth waning moon, which is called Panchami in Sanskrit. We honor this moon phase using the Sanskrit name and also adding the word Devi, which means light being. This is the way Dr. Pillai said we would do the tithi. We honor the Panchami moon phase, and I put the flower petals on top of the moon. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Om Panchami Devye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules the hour. In my local area right now, that is Mercury. We honor Mercury, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. For the yoga and the karana, Dr. Pillai said we wouldn't use flower petals for them. We would just say their names 3 times each. The yoga right now is one called Shula, which has energies that are confrontational. Shula, Shula, Shula. And the karana right now is one called Taitula, which has energies that are steady. Taitula, Taitula. Now we turn our attention to the chart of the moment the ascendant is in the sign of Kanya or Virgo, which is ruled by Mercury. Dr. Pillai said we would always start with the planet that rules the ascendant sign. So we're going to honor Mercury, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Now we go around the chart in a clockwise direction till we come to the first zodiac sign that has a planet in it, which today is Tula or Libra, which today contains Ketu. We honor Ketu, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka is in a star, we honor Ketu, and let me do the flower petals again for him. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Om Ketave Namaha. Ketu is in a star called Vishaka, a star that gives energies of success, triumph, victory. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Ketu. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Om Vishakaye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by a pair of archetypes, Indra and Agni. Indra can give blessings for leadership and courage, and Agni can give blessings for transformation and purification. We honor both of them, and I put the flower petals on top of Ketu. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Om Indra Agniye Namaha. Vishaka star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Libra, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on top of Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Tula or Libra, a zodiac sign with energies of balance and harmony, today containing Ketu, sometimes called the saintly planet. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Makara or Capricorn, which today contains Pluto retrograde and Saturn retrograde. When planets are retrograde, they are extra powerful. The symbol for Capricorn is the head of a deer and the body of a crocodile. The head of a deer usually has the antlers, and the antlers are said to be reaching into other dimensions. And so sometimes the deer is even considered to be like one of the messenger animals. If we see a deer, there's maybe some message from the divine for us in that. We start with honoring Pluto, and the mantra we will use for him is Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Om Krum Kruntankaya Namaha. Pluto right now is in a star called Uttarashada. This is one of the stars of success, and it can give long-lasting success. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Pluto. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Om Uttarashadaye Namaha. Uttarashada star is ruled by the sun. We honor the sun, and I put flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor Saturn for being in Capricorn. I put flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. I have a doubt in my mind. I think I skipped the archetype that rules Uttarashada star. So we'll do that right now, and I'll put flower petals on Pluto. Uttarashada star is ruled by the 10 Visvadevas, who each represent a particular unique divine universal principle. We ask their blessings. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Om Visvadevasye Namaha. Now we continue on with Saturn. The star that he is in right now is one called Dhanishta. This is a star of prosperity, music, and good reputation. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on top of Saturn. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Om Dhanishtaye Namaha. Dhanishta's star is ruled by the 8 Vasus, 8 light beings who each rule different spheres of existence. We honor them, and I put the flower petals on Saturn. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Om Vasusye Namaha. Dhanishta's star is ruled by Mars. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Capricorn, which is Saturn. Again, we honor Saturn, and I put more flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Makara or Capricorn, a sign that can activate ancient past life skills and abilities. Today containing Pluto, a planet that gives blessings for rationality and science, and Saturn, a planet that gives blessings for patience, discipline, organization, structure, and service. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Meena or Pisces, which today contains Neptune retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and also the moon. We start with honoring Neptune, and we're going to use the mantra Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. I put flower petals on Neptune. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Om Vam Varunaye Namaha. Neptune is in a star called Purva Bhadrapada, a star with the fire of Kundalini energy and a star of purification. I put the flower petals on top of Neptune. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Purva Bhadrapadaye Namaha. Purva Bhadrapada star is ruled by Aja Ekapada, an archetype who can help us to experience deeper levels of both silence and forgiveness. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Neptune. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Om Aja Ekapadaye Namaha. Urvabhajapada's star is ruled by Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Now we honor Jupiter for being in Pisces. Again, we invoke him, and I put more flower petals on Jupiter. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Jupiter is in a star called Uttarabhadrapada. This is a star that Dr. Pillai says can help with business development. We ask for blessings from this star, and I put the flower petals on Jupiter. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Om Uttarabhadrapadaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by Arbundia. Among other things, he is an archetype who can help to protect treasures and valuables. We honor him. I put flower petals on Jupiter. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Om Arbundiaye Namaha. Uttarabhadrapada's star is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put more flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we honor the moon for being in Pisces. I put flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. The moon is in a star called Revati, a star that can help with travel and wealth and nourishment. We honor this star. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Om Revatiye Namaha. Revati is ruled by Pushan, an archetype who helps take care of the cows of the gods. In an agricultural community, cows are definitely a symbol of wealth. We honor Pushan. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Om Pushanye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Pisces, which is Jupiter. We honor Jupiter, and I put more flower petals on him. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Meena or Pisces, the most transcendental and metaphysical of all the zodiac signs. Today containing Neptune, a planet that can help awaken our intuition and our ability to understand our own inner self. Jupiter, the 200% planet, he can give 100% spiritual blessings and 100% material blessings. He can help us to have access to spiritual teachings, spiritual teachers, spiritual community, but he can also help to increase wealth, and he can help with everything related to legal matters or banking. And the moon, which is our mind and our emotions. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Misha or Aries, which today contains Rahu and Uranus. Both of these planets are in the same star, so I will invoke both of the planets before I invoke the star. We start with Rahu. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Om Rahave Namaha. Next, we invoke Uranus, and for him we use the mantra Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Om Hram Prajapataye Namaha. Rahu and Uranus are both in the star called Bharani, a star symbolized as the yoni, a symbol that represents the female private parts. This is a star with a tremendous amount of divine feminine energy or Shakti or power. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals across Rahu and Uranus. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Om Bharaniye Namaha. Bharani is ruled by Yama, an archetype who, among other things, helps with justice. We honor him. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Om Yamaye Namaha. Bharani's star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus, and I put flower petals on top of Venus. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Aries, which is Mars. I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Misha or Aries, a fire sign with very active energies, today containing Rahu, a planet that can help us to make friends with new technologies, and Uranus, a planet that can help with intelligence and innovation, success in life, and also can help with astrology. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Vrishabha or Taurus, which today contains Mars. We honor Mars, and I put flower petals on him. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Om Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is in a star called Kritika, a star of truth. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Om Kritikaye Namaha. Kritika star is ruled by Agni, the archetype of fire. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Mars. Om Agniye Namaha. Om Agniye Namaha. Om Agniye Namaha. Kritika star is ruled by the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Taurus, which is Venus. I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Vrishabha or Taurus, a grounded and luxury-loving sign, today containing Mars, a planet that likes to be a winner, victorious, and also a planet that has the energies of both the healer and the warrior. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Karkata or Cancer, which today contains Venus and the sun. We honor Venus, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Venus is in a star called Pushya, the most spiritually auspicious of all the stars. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Om Pushyaye Namaha. Pushya's star is ruled by Brihaspati, a form of Jupiter in which he is very much in his form as a spiritual teacher. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Venus. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Brihaspataye Namaha. Pushya's star is ruled by Saturn. We honor Saturn, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Om Sanisharaya Namaha. Now we turn our attention to the sun, who is in Cancer. We honor the sun, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. The sun is in a star called Aslesha, a star of mystical power. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Om Asleshaye Namaha. Aslesha's star is ruled by the Nagas, ancient beings who know secrets about cycles of time and have great wisdom. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Nagasye Namaha. Om Nagasye Namaha. Om Nagasye Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Cancer, which is the moon. I put the flower petals on the moon. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. Om Chandraya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Karkata or Cancer, the most emotionally sensitive of all the signs, today containing Venus, a planet of happiness, diplomacy, a planet that helps us to enjoy material plane comforts and the arts, and the sun, which is our soul, and also a planet very important for our health. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. The next Rasi or sign with the planet in it is Simha or Leo, which today contains Mercury. We honor Mercury, and I put the flower petals on him. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. Om Buddhaya Namaha. The moon is in a star called, Mercury is in a star called Purva Phalguni, a star of relationship energy, and also a star of rest and relaxation. We honor this star, and I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Om Purva Phalgunaye Namaha. Purva Phalguni is ruled by Bhagya, an archetype who can give good fortune. We honor him, and I put the flower petals on Mercury. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Om Bhagyaye Namaha. Purva Phalguni's star is ruled by Venus. We honor Venus, and I put flower petals on him. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Om Shukraya Namaha. Now we honor the planet that rules Leo, which is the sun. I put the flower petals on the sun. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. We pause for a moment and reflect on Simha or Leo, a sign of power and leadership energies, today containing Mercury, planet of communication and commercial success. We pause for a moment and reflect on this. Now I'm taking a lit tea light and holding it above the chalkboard that has the chart and the flower petals, and I'm passing it around the chart 3 times in a clockwise direction, offering all these divine beings that we just invoked the element of light. Now I'm taking a little hand fan. You could use a lit incense stick, and I have a housemate who's sensitive to scent. So I'm just gently waving a little hand fan 3 times in a clockwise direction around the chart, offering the element of air in a cooling breeze. And now I take a bell to offer the element of sound. Now I make prayer hands and make sincere prayer to all of these divine beings that we have just invoked, asking them to bless all of us, our families, our friends, our colleagues, our neighbors, our homes, our workplaces, our schools. I ask them to bless our communities, our countries, the entire planet. May everyone on this planet have healthy food to eat, clean water to drink, clean air to breathe, a safe place to live, good clothes to wear, access to healthcare, good education, sustainable jobs, and may everyone have love in their life now and always. I pray for enlightened leaders, enlightened citizens, enlightened laws, enlightened countries, and entire enlightened civilizations. And I make a bow. You can continue for about a minute in silence, making your own prayers, and then I'll do a short Q&A. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the body, peace to the mind, peace to the soul, peace to the environment. Peace, peace, peace. May we all go about our day or our evening in peace. Thank you all for being here, for your participation, your support. And I can do a little bit of short question and answer period. If you have a question related to the puja, you can post that in the chat and I'll do my best to answer it. I see people expressing their thank yous, saying namaste to each other. Lovely. And everyone is welcome here, whether you post in the chat or not. We want you all to feel included in the greetings and the welcomes and the thank yous to everyone. So please feel included, whether you choose to post in chat or not. We love having all of you here. So we're doing this Monday through Friday on this channel. If you can help us by liking the video and also subscribing to the channel, that helps the channel to grow. Dr. Pillai has a desire for this channel to grow into a point where it has programming on it 24/7. So we're still in early days for all of that, but we are doing this puja Monday through Friday. Some people I know are moving on to the Ganesha Puja, moving on to other programs and other channels. That's lovely. Thank you for doing that. And not seeing any questions today in the chat, which is fine. It's just we have a little bit of time if anyone has a question. I noticed today that things are very interconnected. Mars is in this sign of Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, and he's in a star that's ruled by the sun. And then we had Mercury in Leo in a star ruled by Venus, and the plant and the sign was ruled by the sun. So there's interconnections that you see when you do this puja at deeper levels, how everything is very, very interconnected. These different energies, how they are different and shifting as we go along. All right. All right, looks like a quiet day out there, not seeing questions, which again is fine. My email address, if you need to send me an email with a question, Valli, V-A-L-L-I, at PillaiCenter.com. Sherry is asking me if the transit in the Leo sun will make the stock market go up. Sherry, I don't make predictions about the stock market. There's much more involved with that than just the transit of Leo, of the sun going into Leo, which it's going to do in a little while. The sun is going to make the transition into Leo, which is the sign that he rules. It's like the king is now in his castle when the sun is in Leo. There's many things involved with the stock market, and I'm not a trained financial astrologer, so I'm going to not make a prediction about that. But the sun coming into Leo is always a good transit. It's a transit that we celebrate because it is the sun in his own sign. The sun is so important for health in particular. Dr. Pillai always says, without the sun, we literally have no life on this planet. So sun coming into Leo could help all of us to look at our health and look at, are there things we could do with our diet or our exercise or even our own mental health that could be more positive. And sun could support us in making those types of changes. Sun is also good for leadership and courage. If there's something that you need to do or you need to take more of a leadership role in something, the sun coming into Leo could help with that. And also the sun is the great teacher of universal friendship. The sun gives his light away freely to everyone, whether you're a king or a beggar or a sinner or a saint. You walk outside, everyone gets the same amount of sunlight. So he's the great teacher of universal friendship, universal acceptance toward everyone. And that's an energy that probably is especially important right now on our planet, for us to feel friendly even towards people that we don't necessarily agree with, that we can still extend that feeling of unconditional love toward them, even as we may not agree with everything they're saying or doing. So the sun is the great teacher of that. Okay. The sun is so many things. He's a tremendous being. He's radiance, he's brilliance, he's intelligence, he's enlightenment. He's so many things. A wonderful, wonderful being, the sun. All right. So a good question, Sherry. I'm sorry, I just can't give you stock market predictions. Yeah, sometimes I have to know my own limitations, and predictions about things that I'm not well trained in is where I draw the line. Okay. Okay. Love to all of you. I'll be here again tomorrow. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. May light encompass all.